Scott Russell, I want to just talk really briefly about just sort of have expectations and a few of my thoughts for what's coming in the future. And we've only got 10 minutes, so I'll go quick. Firstly, I want to start with a story. When I was in Portugal, my son was playing in one of the top football academies in the world, sporting, and it caused us to have a lot of contact with parents that were coming and wanting their children to be in that academy. And how I got there, that's something for another time. But I just learned something. I remember this couple that had turned up, and they were from Canada, and I think at that time they'd spent about $60,000 to try to have their child play in Portugal. And it was basically impossible. The way they were doing it, I knew enough, I knew a lot to know that they could not get there. They'd done it completely wrong from the start. And the locals kept telling them that, yeah, you're nearly there, we're nearly, and they just keep throwing money at it. So they were up to about 60 grand. So I went to them one day and I just said, thinking I was being nice, said, this can't happen. You know that what you're living is not, it's impossible the way you've done it. So their response was to cut contact with me. And so the next time I helped somebody, I did it a different way. I just said I would help consult with them, and a different family, and I gave them a proposal and outlined things and took it step by step, and I think they actually didn't bother following through with it. My point being, we all create lies around our life, and we hate it when people tell us the truth. The truth has a way of always just marching forward, step by step. But we create a lie, and then what we do is we force feed it something, that image we have in our head of what we think it should be or how life should go, and we force feed it into our life. And there's power in that, but it's a fraudulent power. When you do it with truth, everything lines up and goes right. But we don't want to hear that. So when somebody comes to you and says your world is not real, it's built on lies, we don't want to hear it. How mongrel, how dare he say things like that? Who does he think he is? Well, it often takes somebody outside and somebody with the mozza to come along and say, hey, what you're looking at, it's never going to happen. What you're doing, it's not sustainable. It's not maintainable. It will never stay there. So each and every one of us create these worlds around us, and we try to force feed the world. We think that if we live a lie, we don't see it as a lie because we've layered things in our life, right? We start something and we layer off all these things on top, so we don't see the truth of it. The truth of it is that we're living a lie, and we're trying to continue to push that. So I think what we're going to see here in the world is that many people are living lies, and it'll probably be the cream first, the ones that are living an artificial life that is beyond their means, but they've tried to put across to everybody else there's something that they're not on an extreme level. They're going to be the first ones to go because their lie is not sustainable. And then it's up to them whether or not they're man or woman enough to actually step back and go, you know what? I need to reevaluate where I'm going and what I'm doing. I'm with all the wrong people in all the wrong places doing all the wrong things, and it's time I made a change. You live truth. You don't seem to, it's a quiet thing. So I think a lot of the protests are kicking up. People carry on about cash. Oh, cash is still here, and cash is, we're fighting back with cash. It's ridiculous. They will devalue cash. Don't keep your money in cash. Don't put your hope in cash, because what they will do, and guaranteed, and it happens all the time. I was given 200 dong once from Vietnam. It was worth 2 cents. They will devalue your money. A $100 note might buy what 2 cents buys now. So if your hope's in money, they don't care about that. Oh, we're pushing back, we've got some ATMs. No, it's gone. They're going to devalue it, overinflate it, however you want to see it, and it'll be worthless. It'll be toilet paper. Look at the videos in my feed from Venezuela. Just cash laying on the streets, nobody picking it up. America, that's the same thing coming for you, sooner rather than later. I prophesied over a year ago and said that Klaus Schwab would step aside. He's headed that way. I said that people would think they'd scored with the WEF, that there would be a reprieve. Oh, we've pushed through. I said, but the ace up the sleeve is to crash the currencies. The currency crash is coming. It's the warnings keep sounding. Listen, listen, listen. Do something about it. Life is not going back to what your normal has been, especially if you've layered lies on your life. Yeah, I really am loved here. Yeah, really things aren't that bad here. Yeah, really I can maintain this. Yeah, really. No, you're a liar. You're lying to yourself, and none so bad as those. What is it? None so bad as the lies we tell ourselves, right? Step back, get out on the beach, take a walk, take your day off, and sit in your hot tub or whatever you need to do, and start to reflect on life and say, okay, I feel so buried though. All my life is around me. What do I do? Journey of 1,000 miles. Just begins with one step. Take one step. Get the right people around your life, doing the right things in all the right places, and watch how quickly things change. So yeah, a lot of these protests, people say, oh, what good are they? That's true, they probably don't do anything, but they do give people community. They give them a bit of a false hope in another way, but people connect with each other and they realise they're not alone, and that is vital. And the way we are going to move ahead with what the agenda of freedom is relationship. It's word of mouth, because the internet is so heavily censored. I was just shut down on my TikTok for the umpteenth time, 5th, 6th, 7th time, something like that. I haven't bothered opening it again yet, but I will if I feel like it at some point. So word of mouth, they can't stop that. So you tell your neighbours, talk, and just talk the good things, talk life, talk hope. And as you do that, it catches on. People get enough negativity. People want to feed on drama and gossip, and, you know, we've all been slandered, gossiped, dramaed about. And if you even respond to that, you're just as bad as the people that do it. I had a friend that used to say, and I love his saying, he said, what other people are saying about me is none of my business. And that's true. When you're a man, you're a woman that knows who you are and where you're going, you really don't care what others are saying about you, because you know you're doing things with love, you're doing things with care, and you're moving forward. So yes, I do think we're going to see a rise up. People are going to think there's a lot of hope, because, you know, there's a lot of noise, and look at all the action, and people are all waking up finally, they're all pushing back. They wake up enough and push back, the currency will go boom, like that. And it's on a path. It'll never come off that path, in my opinion. Am I a fatalist? No, I'm a realist. I believe in God. I believe in the Word of God, and I think that it's been laid out where this is going. And it's pretty clear. We're watching that unfold. I think we're going to continue to see an uptick in the Middle East. Iran will either come in under the One World Order, or as will Erdogan in Turkey. They will ultimately come against Israel, and it's yeah, they're playing games over there, but it's pretty volatile games. So Middle East, I think it's a good place to watch. We're going to see a lot there. The US, it's by no means over as far as their troubles. I do think the globalists, somebody pointed out, Rick pointed out on our group, they've won either way. They own the narrative or the counter-narrative. They've got Trump in there. People are getting behind Trump like, oh, he's so wonderful, and maybe he is. Like I've said, I'm not trying to take away from that. But they have worked him into their agenda. If he wins, they will use him to bring in digital currency in the US. It's coming anyway. If he doesn't win, then the Bidens of this world will bring it straight in. So America's destined for digital currency. Their currency is about to collapse. Trump, don't get sucked into the movement of it. Yeah, you can enjoy the noise, and you know he's doing some good things. Maybe I'm a political atheist. I believe that the heart of man is inherently evil, and until it gets touched by God and changed by God, I don't know his heart. I've never sat with him. One day maybe I will. Who knows? Don't care either way. But if I need to, I will. If I don't, I won't. It's in God's hands. I just think, don't get sucked into thinking that man has an answer. Everyone is looking for someone to be their answer. It's not there. You need to connect to God. You don't need to do anything. You can sit and pick your nose for all I care. But I suggest connect to God spiritually. Humble yourself. Stop being like, no, it doesn't exist. And discover that God's romancing you with his love. Once you start responding to romance for once, God bless.